to another edition of Northern Heat. My name is Bob Lennon, President of ThermalWood Canada, host for the show. Our special guest today, Jeff MacQuarrie.
Hi
Jeff,
there.
how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Not bad. So, Jeff, tell us a little bit about yourself.
My name is Jeff MacQuarrie, and I am an import from Nova Scotia. An import from Nova Scotia to New Brunswick. I moved here about 24 years ago for work. I teach at Bathurst High School. I'm a music teacher, and I've been doing it ever since and love it. And so my wife moved up here, and we had a son. He's now attending Dalhousie University in Nova Scotia. And she's also a music teacher at Terry Fox Elementary School. So we're a very musical family.
Oh,
lots of music stuff.
I can see that. But after 24 years, you don't have to consider yourself being an import anymore.
No, I guess I can finally call it home.
And you haven't left, and you're still here, so that's a good sign.
No, really loving it in Bathurst, and love the people and the community and all of the events and stuff that go on.
So you're involved in music at the school for sure. And you have an event coming up soon. And when you've got more involvement and more things going on, why don't you tell us a little bit more and get into details about that?
So I wear multiple hats. And so, as I said, I teach music at the high school. And I'm also like director of bands and choirs and musicals and things that go on at Bathurst High School. And one of my other hats is I work with community bands as well. And so I work with the Bathurst Community Concert Band, and I'm also the director of the Phantom Jazz Band. And so one of the other things that I do is I'm president of the New Brunswick Band Association, and I also work with the Bathurst Music Festival Committee as well. So multiple
definitely in your blood.
Yeah, definitely my blood, and I keep adding more to that. And I obviously enjoy it. I haven't given up those things, and I like doing it for the community and for my students at Bathurst High. And so the event that we have coming up is something that came up a few years ago, and it involves some musicians from all over New Brunswick and even beyond. It's grown beyond New Brunswick to include Nova Scotia musicians. We've had people from PEI. And so the music side of things is we call it Bathurst Band Fest. And so it's a culmination, and we ask people to come to Bathurst and experience our community. And they come together for a weekend. It's kind of a one-shot deal. They begin on Friday evening, and they rehearse and practice and get to know each other on music that they've never played before. And then we have a final concert on the Sunday afternoon. So paired with that, we had an event a few years ago, and our Phantom Jazz Band put on a big band dance, a jazz band dance. Mm-hmm. And so we had held that at the Bathurst Marina. Had an extremely enthusiastic crowd, a good crowd there. And so we have the Phantom Jazz Band is a 23-piece band. And so we were trying to encourage people to get up on the dance floor, and there was a few people dancing. And so a friend of mine was there, and he made the comment, we really love your music, and we'd love to get up and dance, but we're not quite sure how to dance to that style of music because it's big band, jazz, and blues, and it's not your typical hard punching rock tunes and everything. So he raised a good point because it's just not something that's really done a lot around this area. So I got thinking about that, and so we talked it over as a band and said, we should really try and do something about that. So we asked around to see if anybody might be able to instruct people, give some classes, some lessons. And there was nobody really directly here in Bathurst. So we took a break during COVID, obviously, but we're back now. And so we started seeing some things on social media from St. John Swing Dance Club.
Okay.
And so I reached out to them and just on a whim and just kind of said, hey, would you ever consider expanding and coming up and doing some weekend sessions or something in Bathurst? And they agreed. And so the founder and leader of St. John Swing Dance said, we would love to come to Bathurst and do a weekend. So last year was the first edition of the Bathurst Swing Dance Festival as well. And so we put that on at the same time as the Band Fest. So they run concurrently, and there's a lot of crossover. So we had dancers come from all over New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, and even in Quebec as well. So they came down from New Richmond, New Carlisle, and various other places in Quebec. And they seem to have a culture where they travel around a lot. So we said, well, why not make Bathurst one of those destinations? And
Well, that's interesting.
yeah,
Yeah, that's really interesting. And you're still the Bandfest, just to go back to there for a second to understand a little bit more of the details, is that they're different musicians. They're not bands that show up. They're different musicians that end up playing together, and all kinds of different instruments.
That's correct. Yeah. So they all have their home bands. Most of them
Yeah.
have a home community band that they play a traditional instrument like saxophone and trumpet and trombone and electric bass and percussion and so the instruments that you would normally see in a, like some of them play in an orchestra, but there are no strings typically. But in a concert band. And then we also have a jazz band section as well. And so those musicians all come together, like you said, and all different instruments, all different levels of ability. And they come together just with like-minded people to network and to work on this music for a one-shot deal. And we chose September because number one, the weather's still good around here, and we don't have to worry about snow, hopefully.
Yeah.
And
We're talking about snow now.
No.
Yeah.
And Bathurst is beautiful in the fall, with the leaves turning and the weather's still warm enough. And it's also the kickoff to kind of a new season for a lot of bands, getting back together. School's back in session. Community bands are starting up again. They're starting their kind of new season. And so we thought it would be a great way to kick off, come and be inspired, work with some conductors that are fun and energetic, and get some different ideas, work with different musicians, get some ideas, and bring that back home and tell them about Bathurst, and come and bring your friends the next year.
So it's multi-leveled in a way. You know, you've got music, you've got dance, you've got the tourism aspect of it, of getting the community boasted up and what we have to offer, right? And the Chaleur region has tons of things to offer. And it happens that many times people from down south or from Nova Scotia don't get a chance to come up here. So they get to explore. So that's another good part about it too. So how do people participate? Like you definitely have the music crew, but how does the public get involved in going? Do they go to the practices? How does this work out?
So yeah, like you said, it is multifaceted. And so we have a registration process. Most people are already kind of registered either as a musician or as a dancer. It's still not too late. We'll certainly accept people to come if they want. And there's an online registration that we've been kind of blasting out on social media. So there's, again, two aspects of it. We have the final concert on. People can certainly come and observe if they want during the rehearsals, during the weekend. But on Sunday afternoon, we have a free public concert that showcases everything we've worked on for the weekend, excuse me. So the musicians will perform, multiple bands will perform. There will be some small ensembles of people that work together. And then we'll also have the dancers come up and demonstrate what they've been working on and showcase what they've been doing. And the grand finale is we do a song all together. So the jazz band will play a song live and the dancers will dance in front. So it's pretty cool to see. Last year was our first time doing it with the dancers, and they were dancing in the aisles as the band was playing music. And then the grand finale was to come up on the stage and dance live.
So, this is it's amazing. And I didn't even know that you were doing this. And I love music and everything else. But the other question I have for that, what's the age group of the people that are in between dance and the music? Is it kids or is it older people? What do you have?
Good question. So we have, last year, we had a gentleman who came from Campbellton, and he was 90 years old. And he was a musician and a longtime musician in Campbellton. His name was Ben Godet. Sadly, he passed away. We honored him with a Lifetime Achievement Award last year on behalf of the New Brunswick Band Association at that event. And he was able to come down and accept that award. But in terms of all of our other musicians, it ranges from middle school aged to 90 years old, 85 years old, and everywhere in between. And in the dancers, we're actually trying to grow and add another aspect of it where we have more middle school and high school students come and join us for free. They don't have to pay anything. They just have to get here, and they have to register, and they show up and they get a fun opportunity to, again, come to Bathurst and see what Bathurst High School is like. And they get to work with some of the Bathurst High School students and the adults that are there as well.
Yeah. This is impressive. I like what you're doing and how growing outside, because music is so important in our lives, and it's a way of healing. It's got a whole bunch of different aspects to it. Your family's involved in it now. You're growing this to a bigger audience, and this is great. And the fact that you're showcasing the Chaleur region, thank you very much, because
my pleasure. And it's something, like you said, sometimes people don't always know what they're missing up here. So we want to promote and give people opportunities to come here. And, not everything has to center around, the big centers of big cities.
So you mentioned there's still maybe a little bit of room to register and for people to go to the show. Do they have to register to go to this event, or?
If they want to participate in the weekend, like the dance lessons, the sessions and learning and all of that stuff, we do ask them to register just so we know that they're coming. And there is a fee involved with that, but it's all outlined on our website.
Okay.
And you can find those on social media too. However, the concert is free, and the Sunday afternoon concert is free. And it's a great opportunity to come and hear some wonderful musicians from all over the Maritimes, and to see the dancers as well. And one of the comments from our musicians was, I could just sit and watch those swing dancers for hours, because they've gone in to see the sessions, see what they're doing. They said it's just amazing to see some of the things that they're doing.
So when and where?
So it all takes place at Bathurst High School.
Okay.
That's the weekend. And so we're very gracious to have that space, because we have multiple large venues that we can use. And then we obviously put on the finale concert in the Gwendolyn Kent Auditorium, which is our big theater there at the school. We do have another public event, which is an activity that's going on the same weekend, and it is open to the public, and it's taking place at the curling rink, the Bathurst Curling Club. And it is a jazz band dance. So like we did, I mentioned earlier in the interview, at the Bathurst Marina, previously we did it at Danny's Event Center. This year we've moved to a bigger venue because there was just not enough space for all the dancers. So we've grown and we continue to grow. So we're right on the ice shed of the Bathurst.
And this is an evening event.
That is on Saturday evening, September 23rd. And the cost of tickets is $25. It's open to the public. Anybody is welcome to come. Okay. There's lots of space.
And what time is the concert on Sunday?
The concert on Sunday is at 1 p.m.
Okay.
And the other thing about the big band dance on Saturday night is with the cost of your ticket, you get a free dance lesson. So if you can't commit to the whole weekend and you just want to come and try it, a free dance lesson is included with your ticket. So from 7:30 to 8:30 is a dance session with our St. John Swing Dance people, and Fredericton Swing Dance, and Halifax Swing Dance as well. They're all coming. There's 3 instructors for dance. They will teach a lesson for 1 hour, and then the Phantom Jazz Band takes the stage for 3 hours of big band music, where you get to practice all this stuff and just have a great time.
Well, that sounds interesting. They can't do anything about 2 left feet, right?
They probably could, Bob. I'm not sure.
I just thought I'd ask. But this sounds great. And this goes on in a couple of weeks from now. And again, I can't thank you enough for organizing something like this and showcasing our area. And it's different, right? So
it's definitely different.
Yeah. And there's a lot of stuff going on for music and stuff. And maybe somewhere along the line, I'm involved in fundraising for Sistema, and that's involving kids into music. So somewhere along the line, it might be able to get some kids to show up at your event and be part of that too.
We usually do have a few Sistema kids that have been there in the past, in previous years. And
okay.
So, yeah. Yeah. And so the spin-off is that we're hoping that swing dancing and music, big band music, will come kind of have a revival and will grow in this area. And one of the local dance studios is offering swing dance classes on a weekly basis starting this fall. So that's another spin-off that's come about because of this event. So.
Yeah, there's a domino effect right into a whole bunch of different things, which is amazing. Well, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
And I wish you the best and your organization committee for putting this all together. And hopefully you have quite a bit of success as you go through here. So
Thank you so much.
again, thank you very much.
Take care.
There we are. Another edition of Northern Heat for this week, the place you come to listen to the stories that haven't been discovered yet.